Bonjour, j'espère que vous allez très bien. In this part 9, partie 9, we are going to see how to ask this time the question how in French. We have the est-ce que question in this case with comment. So comment est-ce que is possible. It's not the most common way to translate how, but it's good to know actually because you can use it in France. Comment est-ce que, if you want to translate how do I go to the museum, you can say comment est-ce que je vais au musée. So you remember the rule with est-ce que, we've got afterward the affirmative sentence, subject, verb, and a complement. So je vais au musée. Comment est-ce que je vais au musée? It's one possible question. Let's see now when we use just comment to translate the same question. And in this case, we need an inversion. Comment vais-je au musée? Comment vais-je au musée? So the inversion is this one. The subject comes after the verb. Vais-je, with the hyphen, of course, between the two. Comment vais-je au musée? Comment vais-je au musée? If we want a past example, how did you come? How did you come? Comment êtes-vous venu? Comment êtes-vous venu? Venu, here, as you can see, you can add an S or ES depending on what vous is. Vous may be singular, in this case it is a formal way, so just the letter U. Comment êtes-vous venu? But vous may be masculine plural or a mix of masculine feminine plural, so in this case a S, and if it's only feminine, ES at the end of the past participle. But the pronunciation is the same. Comment êtes-vous venu? Comment êtes-vous venu? And if you know the person, it will be comment es-tu venu? Comment es-tu venu? Oh, je t'ai pas vu entrer. Comment es-tu venu? About health or greetings, to translate how are you, we also use the word comment. Comment allez-vous? Or comment vas-tu? Of course, if you know the person, or if it's just one person. Comment vas-tu? Comment allez-vous? With the inversion. How are things? Well, how are things? Maybe comment ça va? We've got several, many translations, many possibilities to say how are things or how are you in French, but these ones are the most common. Comment ça va? Alors, comment ça va? When we want to know the age of someone, so how old are you is the correct question in English, but in French, no. We use the word âge, and we can't use comment to translate how in this case. We use quel. Quel âge avez-vous? Quel âge avez-vous? Or, quel âge as-tu? Again, if you know the person. Quel âge avez-vous? Quel âge as-tu? It is the correct translation of how old are you. We have no equivalent actually to say something combien âgé êtes-vous? No, it's no sense in French. So the correct question is quel âge avez-vous or as-tu? Let's see some colloquial ways to translate the same question, how do I go to the museum? So in French, you know that we sometimes like to put the question tag at the end, but here you can say comment je vais au musée. So here, as you can see, there is no inversion, just the affirmative sentence, and we add before comment. Comment je vais au musée? Or you can say je vais comment au musée? Je vais comment au musée? Even je vais au musée comment? Okay, so many ways actually in spoken French, just in spoken French, a kind of colloquial way of speaking in French, to transform the sentence with no inversion or to put the word comment at another place in the sentence is our question. Let's see now some expressions. Well, one expression, the expression how come, how to translate that in French. We use the verb to do. So comment cela se fait-il? Comment cela se fait-il? Or just comment ça se fait? Comment ça se fait? There is a contraction, so we say comment ça se fait? Comment ça se fait? So if you want a complete now question, how come you are not working? So in French, we will say comment ça se fait que tu travailles pas? Alors, comment ça se fait que tu travailles pas? Or, with the first possibility, comment cela fait-il que tu ne travailles pas? But the other one is very common. Comment ça se fait que tu travailles pas? How come you are not working? And in this sentence, you can hear several contractions. Comment ça se fait? Here, we don't pronounce the letter E. When the sound is E in French, We easily don't pronounce it. The same thing here. Comment ça se fait que tu, que and tu becomes que tu. Comment ça se fait que tu? And in a negative question or sentence, you remember that the first part ne disappears. So we just say que tu travailles pas. We know it's a negation because we've got the word pas, but ne disappears. Comment ça se fait que tu travailles pas? Hein? Alors, comment ça se fait que tu travailles pas? Tu devrais travailler. Allez au travail. Allez au français, because now c'est fini. In the next lesson, the part 10, we are going to see how to translate how much, how many in French. So, see you soon. Au revoir, bon français et à bientôt.